Actually, no. Do you mind if we talk about one song?
Yeah,
Daddy's a
sure.
Legend.
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
tough to write?
Yeah, it was so tough,
Where
man. I knew that I had to do something different than all the other tributes that were done for Pat. Like there was tons from all around the world, and I'm like, okay, everything's been said, and I'm like, what's gonna actually mean something to Pat? And I was like, okay, his kids, like, so let me leave something for his kids to let them know, because they're younger, and it's like just so they'll always have to like know how people thought about their father. And I wrote the first verse to Calvin, and man, I was no good. Like I was crying. His picture was right over there. I was crying, and then I wrote the first verse, and I pulled myself together and recorded it. And I'm like, all right, I need a break from this song. So like I took like a month, and I'm like, because I'm just like, it's that impending doom. Like I don't want to go back to this because I don't want to feel like this again. And then I went back to it, and I wrote a second verse, and it was kind of whatever. And then one day, Pat's wife, Melissa, hit me up, and she says, I've been seeing your TikToks with Anna, my girlfriend's daughter.
Yeah, I've seen them.
And she's like, Pat would be so proud of you. I wish he was still here so you guys could talk about, because she's the same age as Melissa's little girl was when Pat came into her life, 4 years old. So it's like a lot of parallels that he probably already went through that he would be able to speak on. And she was sending me, because it's confusing, man, trying to come into someone's life. They're a 4-year-old, like they don't understand this person isn't my father. Like, why is he here? And it's confusing to navigate. But Melissa sent me some texts of Pat trying to navigate it with her, like conversations. She has them saved, and it brought me a little comfort. And that's when I knew. I was like, okay, the second verse just came to me about his stepdaughter, and I kind of drew the parallels with that. But it was tough. Even rehearsing it, I was like crying. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna stand up at the marquee in front of 350 people and perform this. Like, I thought I was gonna lose it, but it went good. And man, it's something I'm proud of. I think it's the biggest song on the album, and I'm happy that I actually produced it as well. I've never produced on my own albums before, so I did the beat for that one, and Nothing to Me was Psych the Prince. So that's another aspect I'm proud of, that I got to branch out and actually do that. So I could say like I literally made that entire song just me.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember when you sent it to me, I was downtown Toronto just looking for a coffee shop, and I was just listening to it. I think, what is it, the third, fourth song on the album?
Yeah.
And it just kind of hit me out of nowhere. I was walking into the Hockey Hall of Fame, actually, and I just like, before I get in there, I got to sit down. So I was sitting in the lobby of the Hockey Hall of Fame listening to it.
Wow.
And then the very end came on when he was on the podcast, and I texted you right away. I was like, Daddy is a legend.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, man.
It hit me.
I found that clip, because I was like, I wanted to have him speak on it, but I wanted it to be about his kids. And I found that clip from your show, and man, it just went perfect. Like, it went perfect.
That's the Mikey spoken to right there.
This is right here?
That's it right there.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Sometimes it's still unreal to me. Like I'll wake up in the morning, and then like I'll be like, I'll be like, oh shit, he's really gone. Like, it's still like, sometimes doesn't feel real, like it's hard to get used to. But yeah, he'll be missed, man. Hell of a guy, man. Hell of a guy.
We still get comments, because when he came on, that we still get YouTube comments from it. Like it'll casually just get a nice 50 views a day.
Yeah.
Like he still has like an impact through that episode. It's one of the more prouder episodes I've ever done to date, for sure. Like, it's up there.
Yeah, man.
Just kind of cool that, I don't know, it's just a piece of him that's always on our channel.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
That's the beauty of, I think, just this age in general, is like, if you're an artist, and not just being an artist, like, he was not scared to just hold his cell phone up and speak his mind and go in depth about everything, from his struggles to something that's funny to a message he got. Anything that came to his mind, he was comfortable to speak his mind into that phone. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because now his kids can pretty much go back and look at all these videos and see who he really was. And a lot of people, like the average person, doesn't have that content to go look back on when they're gone. So I think it's a beautiful thing. And that's one of the biggest reasons I do artistry, is that it's a legacy. It's something to leave behind. Like, when you're gone, these things are still going to exist. These podcasts, And it's like some people don't have a lot to leave behind. So I think that's one thing we should be grateful for, is that our thoughts, every thought and how we were feeling. Like, you can document my life year by year by the albums and by the interviews and how I was feeling. And I think it's a beautiful thing. You can really go back and get a sense of who a person was.